Hello guys, welcome back to Python, the series of basics. Iteration constant. Python mainly have a two iteration constant, while and for. And today we talk about while loop. So while loop we also sometimes call it as a while statement. So what is this while statement or while loop? By the way, it is one of the most in general iteration statement used in Python. So let me explain the definition of while loop. So it is a loop which repeatedly execute a line of code, a block of statement back and forth again and again till the time the condition at the top keeps on evaluating to a true value. So what does this really mean? So if I say like while, and I'll put a test condition called true, and if I say print hello, and we'll print this statement, and now I'll explain this block of code. The first line I'll say while true, it is called the loop test. Here we'll put the test condition, so I'll say loop test, and the next one is called the body or loop body. So in this we'll put whatever we want as an output. So here we want hello as an output, that's why we'll put it over here. So we'll call it as a body or loop body, and let's run it. You'll see this is gonna be running back and forth again and again, and we call that kind of loop as an infinite loop. See here, it's not gonna be ending anywhere because in the initially we put a condition true. So let me comment that out and say, now if you want your loop will stop after some iteration. For that I'm gonna initialize a variable with a value 0, and then I'll create a while loop and put a condition or the test condition saying I is less than 8. Now the condition is that 8, so our loop is gonna go for 8 iteration. So say print, and then we say hello, and we'll print that hello 8 times. Now we increment the value of I by 1. So I'll say I plus equivalent to 1, and let's run it. You will see it's gonna iterate for 8 times. See, again and again for 8 times. Initially you will see the while loop, it will iterate for infinite time, but here we'll put a condition and that gonna make it run for 8 times. So here we see two Python loops in action. Now it's time to explaining this two simple statement that use the while loop in the nested form. Those one are break and continue. So let's explain each one of them one by one. So the first one is break. So what is this break statement? So if you see here, we do what? Here we run a loop back and forth again till the condition or the condition that we initially said I is less than 8. It true, it will run for that time. Now what if we want to break a loop in the mid while the condition is still true? So for that we're going to use break statement. So break statement basically do what? It will break the loop even the condition is true. So for that let's say break, and again initialize with a variable called I and put it equivalent to 0 and say while, and again put the same condition less than 8, and then say print number is, and say, and now we're gonna do what? We're gonna initialize or we're gonna put a break statement in that. For that I'm gonna say if I is equivalent to what? 4, and then I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna make this loop stop at that particular condition or at that particular break statement. Then we're gonna increment the value of I by 1, and let's run it. You'll see this is gonna run for 4 times. This loop will run for 4 times, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and when the value is equivalent to 4, it will break. Now you'll see the condition at the top is still true, but it will break. Similarly, we have another one called continue. So and the continue statement do what? It will stop at the current iteration and move on to the next iteration. Means it will skip one iteration. So for continue, I'll just comment that out, and same thing is for continue, and I'll say again initialize with 0 and say while I is less than 8, and then increment the value of I by 1, and then say if I is equivalent to what? 3. If the condition is 3, here we're gonna use a continuous statement, say continue, then we're gonna say print is format. Now we'll see, we'll put a continuous statement when a condition I equivalent to 3. Then it's gonna do what? It's gonna skip that particular iteration. So if you run it, see, it's gonna skip the iteration of 3 and move on to the next one. See, it skip the third one iteration, move to the fourth one. So that's what the continuous statement really do. Now let's try to nest the if and else statement in a while loop. So for that I'll say else, and again I start with a variable called I and initialize it with a 0. I say while and put a condition like I is less than 8. Now within that while loop we're gonna put a if and else statement. So say if I is less than what, 4, then we're gonna do what, we're gonna print hello, and next condition is gonna be what, else we'll say print by. Okay, we'll introduce these two conditions. Let's run it. Oh, we didn't increment the value of I, so that's it gonna be act as an infinite loop. So let's first stop it right now and then increment the value of I by 1 and say I and plus equivalent to 1. So here we increment it. Now let's run it. You'll see it gonna do here. You'll see that when the value of I is less than 4, then it will print hello. When the value increment to 4, it will print while. So this is how we nest if and else condition within a while loop. Now let's talk about the pass statement. So pass statement is a no operation placeholder. So you'll see here, let's comment it out. And it is used when syntax requires a statement and you have nothing to say in the syntax. So that's where we're gonna use pass statement. We're gonna pass down the wording of that particular while loop. So if I say while true, now we have nothing to put in the body section. So to skip out that, we're gonna use pass statement. Say if in directly we say pass statement, then it didn't demand any body. If I run it, you'll see there's nothing in the output window. It's all empty because it passed down the whole loop. So this is why we use pass statement, and mostly it is used within a function. And so those are the implications of while loop. Here we see how and why we use while loop. And from now onward, almost each and every code of this Python series will be available on a GitHub, and link will be available in the description. Please check that link. And if you have any comment, you have the comment section, please comment over there. And thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support and subscription. See you in the next video.